An American author has paid a visit to Maitland to encourage us to learn more about a famous old statue. The little black boy has been anchored to High Street for almost 150 years, but many people don't know what it's about.
This boy is a long way from home. The little black boy, or Jocko as he's also known, has been part of the streetscape since 1866, but we're now being encouraged to take more notice of him. There's no doubting the fact that it's a piece of Maitland's history, but it's actually based on American history. It was originally created to honour a 12-year-old boy who was so desperate to go into battle with George Washington that he stood on the banks of the Delaware River to hold his horses, but froze to death.
And that's how George Washington found him, holding the horses. That's why he's in a position with his right hand extended, froze to death, but still holding the horses. That's minding your post.
Enthusiast and author Wayman Lefall has dedicated his life to Jocko and travelled from the United States to see the statue and pass on that story.
But we want them to love him more by raising him up and really putting him out in the forefront.
And it seems he has some work to do. Do you know what it means?
Not exactly.
So it looks like Neville off a TV series my stepdad watched.
It's part of the history of Maitland. It was a gift from America, I believe.
Do you know what the story is behind it?
No, I actually don't.
Kate Mitchell, NBN News.
As debate continues about the future of the centre of Newcastle, architecture students have put their visions on display. The graduates from the University of Newcastle have come up with some fresh ideas about how to revitalise the city.
Newcastle would look a whole lot different if architecture graduates had their way. The final work of 36 University of Newcastle students has provided an interesting insight into the way things could look. Andrew Cavill has a plan to transform Horseshoe Park into a cultural and environmental centre.
It's a centre which includes exhibition spaces, looking at the various heritage and cultural aspects of Newcastle.
This design puts a very different spin on public housing, using vacant space at Newcastle West.
By bringing different types of people into the city and using the services of the city, it could actually really revitalise that part of town.
The students also have grand plans for a new library and a maritime centre, while some business people of the future presented their concept plans to judges this afternoon in the finals of a business studies competition. North Coast student Jasmine Pera took out the $1,000 prize for her idea to create a cafe using old cars.
Combi Cafe is a concept incorporating all the values and ambience of the Byron Bay area with the cafe and good food that is loved universally.